Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to review
the biggest episode ever.
The really good episode. Walk with Us, episode 12, right? Yeah. 12 of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I always get the numbers mixed up, but guys, we're here to review that.
Massive review. Thanks so much for checking out the reaction if you haven't yet.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of you guys that are over in England and other European cities or European countries that don't get to watch it until Monday. You guys are watching this Tuesday. So definitely check out our reaction once you watch it. Come back and check out the review as well. So
probably one of my favorite episodes in the entire series. It's up there, guys.
Yeah, so a big shout out to amazing performances to Samantha Morton, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Thora Birch, and John Finn, who plays Earl. Kaylee Fleming. Melissa McBride. Norman Reedus did an awesome job, but it was pretty short, with the remaining battle. I forgot her name, Lydia as well. Just short little things, but massive comic book moments in this. We'll have some notes of some big moments and comic book Easter eggs that were in this episode.
Tons,
a number of them.
There was a lot. Yeah,
I think
that maybe that's why it was my favorite episode, is because there were so many comic book moments in there. And I don't like to always talk about the source material, but I think
put it in there.
We have to when there's so much in there that relates to the source material.
Yeah. So I would say one of the big moments was Magna escaping the cave. Now, when you guys watched the reaction, I know we were kind of thinking like, is this real? In the back of my mind, I was like, I think it's real. But we've seen so many, hallucinations from characters before that we could have said, okay,
it just didn't.
Yumiko could have been hallucinating that, but then we didn't see anything for a little while afterwards, till after the battle. And then it was revealed that, okay, it was her.
It just didn't look real, man.
It almost did.
Just the feel of it just did not look real. And then furthermore, you didn't see her at all after that. Like, even during the battle and the stuff that was going on.
Yeah, it's like, did Yumiko grab her and immediately
Where'd Yumiko go? Yeah, and I'm guessing that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a weird moment.
And we kind of got some information. I don't think we got a full confirmation, but I've seen stuff online of them dissecting what she was saying about how she was escaping. And it's either Connie is still in the cave or Connie also escaped, got separated. But of course, we're not going to see her until episode 14, supposedly.
Yeah.
We do have a video coming up regarding, an heroic act by Daryl's dog that maybe he could be going back to do something cool. But it's still unknown right now whether Connie really made it out or she was stuck in there because they got separated because they were, in the mix of a massive horde.
Well, yeah, and they were using the blood and guts trick. So, Magna made it seem like she just got lost in the herd, and her hand slipped, and she simply just lost Connie.
Yeah.
And man, that's to me, she's still in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do have a comic book Easter egg that happened after the battle, and that is Negan calling Beta Frowny McTwo-Knives. Now, this is one thing that he actually said in the comic books. He also referred to Beta as a Jolly Green Giant and Stabby McTwo-Knives.
Yeah.
And it was just so amazing that they finally threw that in there.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this.
We had
since Negan and Beta got together.
You could probably go back to previous videos of us talking about Beta, and we will reference that line. And I think we did in a reaction that it was referenced in there too. But it was great to hear that, because it was just one of those moments like Negan's a badass in the comics, and you couldn't wait for JDM to say that.
Yeah, and they have so much, a little bit more interaction in the comic books together when Negan is with the Whisperers, but it was just really cool to get that comic moment.
Yeah.
One of a very big moment that was very sad, it had us both bawling, was Earl's sacrifice. And what was great is, if you think about Earl and Tammy, when she was on the Pikes, she was fighting for her life to save the children, to save everybody, and she unfortunately died. Earl, yes, got bit, but he got the kids out. He's keeping them, safe. He's keeping them hydrated. And he does the heroic thing of secluding himself, wanting to kill himself, and telling Judith, you're strong, you're brave, you got to make sure you keep these kids away from you.
Secluding was probably the hardest moment to see. Like, that was the saddest for me, is because he knew well enough to, I cannot show the kids what I'm going to do to myself, but it was almost like he was, hiding the fact that he was bit. And he was, actually. So he didn't want to instill fear into these poor children that were on the run and away from their parents. And it was just a heroic moment from him. And I'm glad they gave that to that character who had been stepping up as of late.
It was, yeah.
Here's why.
A lot of people say he's getting more screen time. It's like
exactly.
almost a telltale sign. Yep. But it was really interesting, though, that, yes, as he tried to kill himself, he didn't. Because in our reaction, I was like, wouldn't his head still be on the pike? But unfortunately,
lodged in his eye socket.
Right. Judith had to finish the job, and it was just Judith went through a lot that episode. She actually did kill a Whisperer, even though she didn't finish him off. He was stabbed by her sword.
That one got me too.
Yeah.
Simply because it's a little young to be killing or taking life.
Well, I was actually seeing in the comments that
she might have done it before.
Well, no, not that. That they were comparing it to Carl. They were saying in the show around that same age, Carl had his first human kill. Wasn't it that kid that he shot? That wasn't in defense of anything. I think he just shot him because Carl's kind of going crazy a little bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the kid in the woods that he shot?
In the series, though, he's a lot older in the series than he was in the comic book when he killed a younger kid.
Yeah.
He was pretty...
That's what people were saying in the comments.
He's older than Judith.
A little older than Judith? Yeah. Okay.
But still. He killed that guy. I think Judith... you could make an argument that Judith didn't know this was a Whisperer.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She absolutely didn't. No. Carl knew he was killing that dude.
Yeah, for sure.
That was tough to see.
Yeah. Another comic book moment. It wasn't a huge reveal for a lot of you that don't watch other series, but regarding Beta's identity, it has been confirmed that Beta is a singer. He is a famous singer. Mm-hmm. And in the episode, one of the Whisperers recognized Beta's voice, and he kills him. And so it was first revealed in Fear the Walking Dead episode 5, Fear the Walking Dead season 5, episode 14, where it showed a picture of a album cover which looked like Beta, and we did a couple videos on it. Like, yeah, it looks like Beta. The hat, the beard,
didn't look like that was Beta.
Yeah, it was Beta, and it was confirmed by Scott Gimple and Angela Kang that it is Beta. Now, in the comic books, Beta is a famous athlete and an actor, and it was just cool to see that we're getting that scene. I think you said right before it, we're getting the scene. Like
it was just the way the Whisperer was standing there looking at him.
Staring at him like...
That Whisperer, amazing acting. Because like the way that you were looking at him was just like, wow, like I can't believe I'm looking at this person. Right. And he even says like, I heard your voice. I thought that was you, but man, when I saw your face, and then boom, he was done. Like, right. but we knew that moment was coming. It was awesome.
Yeah, we also got another reveal actually in season 10, episode 5. What it is when Magna was kind of having a little riff with Yumiko. She was sitting listening to music, and the song that was playing was actually a song, "Turtle and the Monkey," that's actually written by Emily Kinney, who played Beth, and it was confirmed that her song was in that, and it was Ryan Hurst. So he didn't admit it at first when it was asked about it, but it actually was Ryan Hurst singing that piece.
Yeah,
so
you really
cool. You could kind of tell, like, we were like, ooh, that sounds like Hurst. Yeah. Like, that sounds like Beta.
You really want to mess with Beta? If you're the survivors, get a loudspeaker and play one of his songs.
That would be legit.
But again, they don't know. They don't know who he is. But yeah, if you knew who he was, like that's a way to mess with him, and you'd probably get the upper hand because that dude would go nuts.
Yeah, that'd be sweet though. Another big moment in the episode, what I'm calling Mary's ultimate sacrifice, Mary Gamma, and we kind of called it in our predictions that we felt that the scene where after she killed all the walkers, where she's kind of like showing her head up and bloody, we were kind of like, man, it's like, I wonder if somebody's going to come up behind her or something's going to happen. And fortunately it was Beta. And but she did it to save her nephew.
She did. And
Alden and Kelly.
You knew the moment that she held that baby that it wasn't looking good. And I think she was just making too much noise. Like she was screaming for those walkers to get away from that car. And rightfully so. She was doing the right thing. And again, that's her ultimate sacrifice. It's just that Beta, man.
But then you could say, well, how did Beta track her down? We don't know. I mean, he was outside. He was outside of Hilltop anyway, somewhere. But whatever.
But Good on Alden. I think you said that in the reaction, but
taking her out so she won't have to walk with him. So, and then also we got a little bit of peace. You know, Kelly has a neck wound, and we don't know if she was scratched, if something happened. I'm not thinking that we're leading to believe that she could be bit or the scratch could maybe eventually turn her. I think it's just a simple wound, but it's just something that you notice. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I noticed it. I think we've lost enough people so far.
Yeah, I think the amount of people we lost in this episode was decent enough for right now, but I think there will be more as the season goes on, especially towards the end. Another big comic Easter egg was...
Now, did they confirm this? Or are we thinking that this is an Easter egg?
I'm thinking this is an Easter egg, and I've seen a lot of articles talking about it because it does show comparisons.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to see if they actually confirmed it.
Not AMC or anything, but I think Skybound released a couple things.
Did they include
going through all the details? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
All right. Then that's confirmation for me.
Yeah. So Carol's comic book death. So in the episode, Carol's sitting on the log. There's a walker coming up from the ground, and you're thinking that she's going to allow this thing to bite her. Well, that actually happened in the comic books. Carol, early on, the comic book character was completely messed up. She attempted multiple things, attempted committing suicide multiple times. She was very upset that she couldn't have a threesome relationship with Rick and Lori.
She wanted to be married to Rick and Lori, and I think be an intimate part of their relationship. Yeah. So quite a different character in the source material. But in that source material, when they were in the prison in the comic book, she took it upon herself to finally enact on committing suicide and knowingly walked into a walker that was chained up on a fence and
allowed it to kill her.
Yeah.
It
ravaged her.
It's just right when I was seeing that scene, it was like, I'm getting flashbacks again. I'm getting a scene like because she's sitting there contemplating it, almost like just staring at it, like. And that's why I really want it to happen.
That's why I kind of asked, like, did they confirm that? Because it kind of just looked like she was like, it kind of just wasn't. To me, it almost seemed like this thing is not strong enough to come after me. I'm not even going to worry about it. But now it does make sense because she's going to kill any walker that comes into her way, the normal Carol.
Right. Yeah, but she's. I think everything from what we found, she's just thinking of everything like, man, I hope Negan can do his job.
That's probably what she's thinking about.
Yeah. Another big comic Easter egg, guys, is actually Negan revealing that Lucille has pancreatic cancer. And it was actually revealed in the one-shot comic book, Here's Negan, which actually depicts Negan's backstory leading all the way up to when he begins with the Saviors.
Hold on.
I think Josh has it, actually. Do you have it?
I do.
Yeah. You guys should definitely go pick this book up. We've only got bits and pieces of Negan's backstory, but this will actually show you right at the fall of a civilization, the death of his wife, and leading all the way up to the end to where he begins with a couple characters that we know of. Won't spoil it so you guys can check it out. To the Saviors. But that is where they pulled that information from.
It's a really good read. $19.99. I'm sure you can find it cheaper than that. But if you want to know his backstory, there's a lot of details in there.
And we're hoping that maybe this could be one of the limited series that they could do for a spinoff for Negan. I think that would be pretty cool. I think fans would love to see it. We definitely would love to see it.
Yeah.
So another, I think one of the final Easter eggs, unless you want to...
Well, just to go back to that, I mean, that scene was amazing to me. Because... Not only was Jeffrey Dean Morgan saying to Alpha, like, you're full of shit, but here's Alpha, like, telling Negan, telling Negan, like, your wife was meant to die.
Yeah.
That was, you could tell was getting at him.
It was. I mean, a lot of things were leading up, and of course the biggest one is Negan kills Alpha, which happened in the comics, and a lot of this happened the very same way, but the major difference in that was in the comic books, Negan was very, he seemed to take a lot of pleasure in killing her. He wanted to kill her so bad because he wanted to prove to Rick that he's a changed man. He wanted to impress Rick. And he took a lot of pleasure in the comic books. You can see him talking to her while he's killing her and cutting her head off, basically. And in this one, in the TV show, he showed a lot of empathy. I mean, he was crying when he was talking about Lucille. He was talking to Alpha like, now you want to kill your flesh and blood daughter, which we know Negan cares a lot about children. Don't mess with him with kids. but he felt something to Alpha, but he knew he had to kill her.
It almost made me feel like he didn't know if he wanted to go through with this or not. Like, I
think when she started talking about like Lydia
killing Lydia,
and him taking over as a line.
I completely agree with you. I think that was the defining moment. Yeah. But I got the sense that like, well, and look, I think he was going to do it the whole time because the shed was empty, right? So he had it planned.
Yeah.
But he was crying as she was dying.
Yeah.
He was in pain.
It was the empathy,
you just and I said this to you. I think that he just got finished telling Alpha about his wife, Lucille. And he said to her, I think the line was, even when she was going through all her chemo and lost her hair, she looked like this monster. But to me, I still cared about her the same.
I think it had a lot of impact on that.
I think he saw Alpha. He saw Lucille in Alpha.
He did. Yeah, for sure.
So, I think that's what the crying maybe was about. But
it was a beautiful moment. I mean, same thing in the comics as he's holding her, as he's laying her down, and then also the iconic cover. Just amazing that the AMC writers and the showrunners just knew exactly how to put that scene and paying homage to Robert Kirkman in the comic books. It's a huge character death, and they did it actually perfectly. And Samantha Morton, we're going to miss her, but it's absolutely outstanding work. And
maybe we might get some flashbacks when Beta is going through all of his, vengeance and stuff. Maybe we'll get some flashbacks. I hope we get to see more of Samantha Morton, but great acting. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and so basically the last piece that runs off of that is Carol and Negan had this infiltration plan the entire time.
Which came out of left field for me.
It did. And what brought me back was it was the same tactic Alpha and Dante did. So it was basically another one in reverse. And of course, this one led to the death of their leader. And I thought it was, I cannot believe, because we've done videos where we're like, okay, it's either, we nailed it down to Daryl or Carol.
We said Carol, yeah. It never crossed my mind that she employed Negan to do it. Like, I always thought that, she let Negan out, but I never imagined that she was like, I'm going to let you out and you're going to go you're going to go to bat.
That's the conversation Alpha. I would love to hear. Like, how did she
like do a flashback scene to that?
Like, how did she broach that question or this plan? Like, to Negan, I mean, what did she say to him?
When did she do it?
Exactly. So
that's what I want to know.
Yeah. We have another video that's going to be coming up talking about that. Basically talking about maybe the return of Carol and Negan together coming back. But it was really cool.
And maybe Daryl even knew it happened.
I don't know. It could be as well. Maybe Carol, I don't know really, because of how Daryl reacted to what she was doing.
Yeah, because everything she was doing and how Daryl was reacting to that.
I think she kept it secret. I think she
had to.
She wanted this plan done in secret, and then she wanted to, maybe every single time that Carol saw Alpha alive, it was, okay, like you were saying, maybe Negan just ran off. Maybe he just didn't want to do it. She wanted to take things into her own hands in case Negan just flat out left, didn't want to do it. So I think that's why she went a little crazy every time she saw Alpha.
Yeah.
So, I think that was pretty much the entire review, guys. Massive moments. I think they, we do have to say a goodbye to the Hilltop for right now. The Hilltop is burned to the ground. Hopefully it can be rebuilt. Maybe Maggie, when she returns, will help rebuild that. Yep. But I thought it was great. Congratulations all around. It was a fantastic episode.
Absolutely, guys. One of my favorites. And I mean, not much more to say than that. I mean, look at our reaction. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, you'll see right there that it was a fun episode to watch. But
one of the thrilling things in that reaction, though, in that episode was the build up with Negan and Alpha. Yeah, the whole build up to when he kills her.
The way they did that.
The music was just like building.
You see him reaching, but then they pan away and you don't see him reaching, and then all of a sudden he grabs it and. Is Lydia in the shed or not? I mean, it was suspenseful, and that's what I loved about it. And they couldn't have done it any better than they did.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So let us know what you think in the comments, guys, of this episode. Make sure you smash that like button and show your support. We truly appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more Walking Dead videos from us. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.